Thank you, Elder Jenkins. We appreciate and we're so grateful. And thank you so much for staying with us through the day because it will make the day better. And and so again, I'm Glynnis Lieb, principal investigator. This amazing human next to me, Dr. Gillian Robinson, is the lead for our Francophone team for this project. And so we're just going to talk to you a few minutes about just summing up the past year and a half, I guess, and just in some of the highlights. So I'm going to turn it over to Gillian first to bring greetings and any wise things that you want to share to wrap up with us, and that too. And then and then I'll come back around to myself and we'll get into it.
Merci Glynnis et bonjour tout le monde.
Thank you, Glynnis, and good morning, everyone.
Richard Jenkins.
Thank you very much, Richard Jenkins, for that fantastic welcome to recognize that we are here on the territories of the Indigenous peoples. And just as Glynnis had said, recognizing you bring these teachings, these gifts that have been brought in this place, to this land, even while we may think that we are in a place that is not welcoming to all identities. We are in a territory where the land of that land is recognized, and we recognize the desires that for our gifts to continue to be shared with the future generations. Thank you very much for your teachings, Elder Richard Jenkins. It's very appreciated. Thank you so much. So, welcome everyone. For everyone, I don't know if there are people here who prefer to hear this only in French today. David is in the back, so he will be interpreting for all the day's presentations. All the presentations will be done in person in English, and we have interpretation apparatus in the back, so you can grab your headphones to listen in if you would like to listen to the interpretation into French. It is on station 2, channel 2.
If you're looking to listen to French translation into English, you can also grab what do we call them? Transponders? Machine and put your headset in there, and you can turn to number 1 where you'll hear David translating into English. So throughout the day there might be some speakers that I introduce in French, parce que vraiment le but de ce projet c'était d'être bilingue.
The goal is to use both languages, to remember that this is a bilingual effort, and the funds and resources that are implicated for the engagement of both languages. And Glynnis is on our team, not just to ensure translation, but also to do research with the underrepresented Francophone community. And so if it's all right, Malou is going to give a much more complete introduction today, later today, but this is the idea is to ensure that everything is fully understood throughout for all communities, for the entrepreneurship, queer entrepreneurship throughout Canada. There may be some people who have, at the same time, this is also about speaking with entrepreneurs from Moncton, Montreal, from other places where French is the most dominant language spoken, so that we want everyone to feel comfortable to express in their own way and in their own most comfortable languages. So I want to thank the team for facilitating that exchange. Super. Thank you.
Merci. Thank you, Gillian. And you will be seeing more of Gillian through the day as she pinch hits for me. And so, so thank you so much for that. And this, as I said earlier, what we're here to do today is to really just take a moment to celebrate ourselves as a great big huge team across this country who has worked really, really hard since August of 2024 to highlight just what strength and creativity queer and trans entrepreneurial folk across this country bring to their communities, to the country, to the economy, to this greater social good, because so much of our conversations about our communities are are based in this idea of perpetual struggle and strife, and that's there for many of us in many arenas of our lives, and that but we need to actually talk about the strengths that our communities bring, the value add that our communities bring across this country and globally. And you'll be hearing from folks to highlight just how much there is to learn and how little has actually been done in the past to highlight this just how much that our communities contribute. And so it's so wonderful to see everybody listed here, all the fantastic presentations from our academic partners, from our community partners, from our creative partners. We are going to see videos, we're going to see all kinds of different talks about, and tonight, if you're sticking around for the Kiki Ball tonight, the highlight, the pièce de résistance, we're having a full Kiki Ball tonight, which is so important because we know that queer and trans folks are creative. Are outside that proverbial box thinkers, and when we're talking about entrepreneurship, it is about creative ways of making a living, of contributing to your community, and performers and artists are such an integral part of that. And historically, every time things get tight economically, financially, we think of the arts as frivolous and a thing that needs to go. But when we look back through our human history, how do we understand our history? How have we been tied together? We all lived through COVID. Thankfully, we all lived through COVID. But what drew us together during COVID? People were performing, they were performing online. We were finding ways to connect with people. People were exploring their own creative pursuits. And it is the arts that make us human, that connect us together, that tell our stories. And so that's one of the big highlights of this, of this project. And so we're so proud to end it in that way. But I also want to take a moment to recognize that we are here because a group of people believed in us, and those are the folks at the CQCC. The National Chamber believed in our pitch for this project, believed that we could do it here in little old Alberta, that we had something to contribute, and we do. We're amazing. But we wouldn't be here without the funds from the federal government and the National Chamber. We are so grateful to them, and we're so grateful to have Chris Mariano here representing the National Chamber today to bring greetings. So let's give a big thank you for them for creating these last 2 fabulous years for us. And welcome, Chris.
Hi everyone. My name is Chris Mariano. I use he, him pronouns. And I work with the CCQC, so Canada's Queer Chamber of Commerce. And we're a national nonprofit. We've been around about 20 plus years. And over the years, our mandate has stayed the same, is to advocate on behalf of 2S LGBTQI plus entrepreneurs and to provide meaningful programming, resources, networking, events, a whole slate of activities to support and uplift queer and trans entrepreneurs across the country. And we do this through, we have 3 sort of pillars of our programming. We have our supplier diversity program. So we're Canada's certifying body for 2S LGBTQI plus businesses. And we have our new FAM program, which is to support and provide a community for queer entrepreneurs anywhere in their journey through entrepreneurship. And we have our Rainbow Registered program, which accredits businesses as safe spaces for queer and trans customers and employees. So that's the CCQC. And I wanted just to rewind to June 2023. Then we were called Canada's Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, the CGLCC, and we had a team of about 6. And we had submitted an application for funding to the federal government. And in June 2023, the Government of Canada announced $25 million in funding for the CQCC to launch the world's first 2S LGBTQI plus entrepreneurship program. And this program included $3 million of funding for a 2S LGBTQI plus entrepreneurship knowledge hub to support the creation of a national research network dedicated to qualitative and quantitative research to increase the knowledge and data available on the experiences of queer entrepreneurs and business owners in Canada. This was the vision. And this work aimed to implement a comprehensive scan of existing global academic and applied research and literature to see where the gaps and weaknesses were in our knowledge and to engage in novel research. And the vision was to consolidate alongside any nationally available resources and supports into a centralized online platform available to all 2S LGBTQI plus entrepreneurs. And after an open call for proposals, CQCC was thrilled to offer the contract to the Firefly Institute. We were thrilled to have the Institute apply, and it was such an exciting partnership for us. And along with the eHub Entrepreneurship Center at the University of Alberta and their consortium of research partners. And the CCQC is so honored to be working alongside all of you in this historic work and setting up the world's first. There's many world's firsts in this. The world's first national research network dedicated to studying the 2S LGBTQI plus entrepreneurship landscape, the Rainbow Entrepreneurship Hub, Knowledge Hub, or REC. Today we'll be reflecting, celebrating the work that's been done over the past couple of years, and we'll be continue to be thrilled to work alongside the University of Alberta and the Firefly Institute to keep REC moving forward in years to come. If you have any questions about CCQC, I'm here all day, and my colleague Stanley is here as well. Have a great day, everybody.